This has been an excerpt of a recent Power Up webinar taking a look at how to tell stories with cameras. Well, what I want to do now is I want to move into the studio and show you in real life how we shoot different dramatic scenes, conversations, interviews. Let me introduce our two actors. This is Cynthia and Andrew. And we're at a typical environment where we're doing an interview across the table. Camera 2 has got a shot of the two of them, and this is a typical wide shot. Now, the good news with this shot is that we're seeing the geography of the scene. But the problem is that we can't see any emotions. We've got an incredible shot of Andrew, but we also have a shot of his right ear. Now, ears are a wonderful thing, but there's no emotion attached to them. So this is probably not the best place to put a close-up camera for Andrew. This is a really good spot to put a camera that shows where everybody is located, but a terrible shot to put the camera of close-ups. Look at where the camera is placed. It's moved as far to the right as we can within the riser that we've got here. And look at the difference. We're seeing both of Andrew's eyes. Now, just a quick note on Headroom. When a shot's properly framed, if you divide the frame into thirds, his eyes should go right at the 1/3 down from the top. We want a little bit of headroom. This would be too tight. We don't want, never ever put eyes in the center. That's too much headroom. You want to put the eyes right at the top third. Okay, now, look at Andrew's eye line, okay? And look at how he's looking almost, but not quite, at the camera. Andrew, I want you to look at my hand. Okay, now I'm going to move my hand closer to the camera. Notice that my hand is about 6 inches from the camera, okay? And he's looking at my hand. He's not looking at the camera. And look at how we've got a really clean close-up of him. Cynthia's standing right next to the camera, and I want you to look right here, Andrew, as though her face was right there. And look at what a wonderful shot we've got, where his eyes are about 1/3 the way down from the scene, and he's looking directly at her. And now watch as she slowly steps, go back to Dennis's wide shot, steps away from the camera. Turn your head as well as your eyes, and now go back to camera 4. Nowhere near as pleasing a shot. This illustrates a really important concept, and that is that you want to have your cameras as close to over the shoulder as you can. If we're having a conversation between these two, look at how much more interesting this is. Now, we don't see Andrew's face, but I've got the camera. Let's go back to Dennis's shot. Notice that the camera is very close to over the shoulder on Andrew. Okay, now, notice that Drew is not looking at the camera. The audience is being a voyeur. Watch what happens when Drew breaks the fourth wall and looks at the camera. All of a sudden, the emotion changed. Go back to Cynthia. Here, we're eavesdropping. We're peering in. Now, when he looks at us, we're participating. We are now pulled into the action. This is why newscasters talk directly to us. They want us involved in the show. This is why drama always looks off the camera. Look back at Cynthia, because we want to be spectators. We don't want to be participants. When the camera is high looking down, it focuses our eye on the background and it diminishes anybody that we're looking at. It's like an adult looking down on a child. It makes that person we're looking down at less, diminished, removed, not important. Okay? Now, we're looking eye level. This is where newscasters go. This is where politicians are. They want to be talking to you at their level. They don't want to look down on you. They don't want to look up to you. They want to communicate with you directly. This is called a low angle or heroic shot. Look at the low camera where that camera is emphasizing the talent. By the way, the low camera also gives us the ability to emphasize foreground. High shots emphasize background, low shots emphasize foreground, and eye to eye is peer-to-peer communication. Like I said, newscasters and politicians and most conversations are filmed where the camera is at the same height. That's why being able to raise and lower the camera makes a lot of sense. Now we're doing a horror film. This is the part in a horror film where the girl says to the guy, maybe we should split up. We don't see where she's going. It's a dark scene. She's looking nervous. And she herself is pushing the frame over, unlike when Andrew moved it and we saw Cynthia early. The camera does not move until she forces it to move. She forces it to move. We don't see the troll yet. She's forcing it to move. Until suddenly, yike! The camera and she discover it at the same time, causing incredible pain and anguish and screaming. It's a combination of the actor and the frame and the position of the camera. Notice also that we're not watching her move horizontally. She's moving in depth toward the frame. This has been an excerpt of a recent Power Up webinar taking a look at how to tell stories with cameras. For the complete version of this program, please visit my store at larryjordan.biz/store and look for Webinar 149. By the way, membership is a great value. If you need to stretch your training dollars, a subscription membership to our video training library saves you money. You can access all of our videos for a low monthly price of only $19.99. That's more than 1,200 movies, dozens of hours of training, all in depth and all up to date. Plus, members can attend any of our Power Up webinars for free. Our training covers Apple and Adobe software. We update it every week. And for more information, visit larryjordan.biz/subscriptions. And thanks.